Perikatan Nasional unveiled its shadow cabinet made up of 26 portfolios to ensure check and balance to the government. According to political analyst Wong Chin Huat, the current shadow cabinet is the most concrete to date, but it must ensure effective coordination among its shadow ministries.
So whether or not the shadow cabinet would function well depends less on individual MP whether you get the best talents. After all, you have to choose among the 74 MPs. What is more important is what would they do every week? Because a real cabinet would meet every week. A shadow cabinet should have similar meeting because then you respond to all national issues. In the past, the BN and the PR and then PH attempts, they all fail to discriminate amongst their MPs. So one portfolio, you have a few people in charge, and that means nobody is in charge. In this case, it's clear-cut. So this is where I think they have started at the right footing. And the challenge is, would they meet weekly? If they can do so and continue this for a period of 5 years, now they show that they are serious opposition. And they deserve the public attention on their potential to replace the government.
Besides weekly meetings, a range of other factors come into play to determine if Perikatan Nasional's shadow cabinet functions effectively. Chin Huat outlines his suggestions for more healthy competition between the federal government and the opposition.
The second factor that decides their effectiveness would be the resources and information access available to them, to the shadow minister. If the government refuses to give them resources, it will be hard for the opposition to sustain. But if the government were to recognize them, then they should be paid, as in Australia, a fraction of a minister's salary. And then they should have commensurate access to government information so that they can formulate their alternative policy.
Chin Huat adds that the shadow cabinet should also be given proper recognition by being sworn in at Istana Negara.
The publics, both sides of the divide, have a lot of respect for the palace. So if the shadow minister were to sworn in National Palace as His Majesty loyal opposition, they then have to do a good job. The government should welcome and recognize the shadow cabinet immediately, and they should also meet to negotiate and then allow the Minister of Law and Institutional Reform to study and propose a parliamentary act regulating the functions, rights, and facilities related to shadow cabinet and shadow minister.